Hey everybody, it's time for painting the Lancaster. I'm just been trying to decide how best to paint it. I've had 3 goes on 3 previous models before. On the Spitfire, that was done with rolled up blue tack, made to the shapes of the camouflage, then masking taped in between and sprayed. I've done on the Cessna, I've done the method of cutting around the outline of a printed sheet and rolled up blue tack to stick it on. It seems to work probably pretty well. And on my son's little, what is it, an F4F bar 4, that was just done freehand just to see how it goes. Not terribly happy with that. I'm not sure whether I need to sort of round off some of the corners a bit more, or maybe do it with a smaller needle in the gun just to get a bit of a finer, not sure. But yeah, I think I'm happiest with the cutting out the printout, then that gives you sort of closer to the printout camouflage. So in order to do that, we need to work out the sizes. So I've got everything masked off. Oh, I've still got the flaps to go. So in all the clear parts, I've actually just masked off with liquid mask, which basically I just put a dab on a scrap piece and used a toothpick to dab it on and spread it out up to the lines. It's the first time I've used that. Usually on the previous ones I've actually masked off with tape, which came up really good. But this time I thought, well, with all these really small window panes, it might be easier to do it this way, so we'll give it a go. Hopefully it turns out okay. Wish me luck. So other than that, so I've all this glass here, that's all liquid mask. I've just used masking tape for the bigger parts and just to hide the silver of the undercarriage where all the hydraulics are. And I'll just quickly mask the flaps off and we'll get on to So I've grabbed the tape measure. We'll measure the wingspan. So the wingspan is 432 millimeters, 432 millimeters. And the printout that we're working off, it is going to be approximately 164. So if I divide 432 by 164, we get 2.63 something 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 something, and then times it by 100 to get the percentage, and we should get 263. So basically The actual model is 263% of the sheet. So I'm going to just go to the computer, print this out at 263%, and it should work out. Right, I'm back. So I've just basically photocopied that and printed it out at 263%, which should work out to approximately the right size. I've cleaned it up a bit so that I didn't get all these numbers in. And yep, that looks pretty good. So I'll glue all these together and then we'll cut round all the camouflage and see how that goes. Alright, I'm back. So I've just basically joined together the pieces of paper, and they should be the right size for that. So next up, all we have to do is cut around all the green pieces, because I'll probably start from light and go to dark, and the brown will be lighter. So we'll cut around all the green camouflage so that we can mask off the brown. So I'll do a full coat of brown and then tape on the pieces of paper. With any luck, it should come out like that. Bearing in mind that when we cut through the fuselage, because it wraps around to basically along the line of the window, we have to cut past the edge of the plan view. So I'll just grab some scissors. Okay, so the first coat of brown's done. Not done the black yet. Hopefully all the liquid masking's working alright. I've done the canopy. You can see the green on the inside where the liquid masking has worked. So next up, we've got to mask off the colour and paint the green. So previously I've cut all the green bits out, so I'm just left with brown. So that will go on here. So I find that the easiest way to do it is grab blue tack, get off a bit, start it rolling up. Grab a ruler, just roll it out. As you roll it, just move the ruler sideways, and that'll make the roll go longer rather than just squishing it and keeping it fat. Once you've got a piece about like that, what you have to do is just come in a couple of millimeters from the edge, and that will just bring the paper up off the model and keep your line nice and soft. Doesn't have to be perfect. You can roll it in a bit. This blue tack's been used before. I've used it for the 3 previous times I've used blue tack for different methods. Right, once that's on, find the position. And stick it down. and ready for the second coat.